Now that I've got that wire out of the way from the alarm system coming over this way, I can comfortably figure out what to do with that, because the power cord was coming out and sneaking out of the back side of the telephone jack, and we've since relocated the telephone jack. And if you want to see that, I got that on my channel. And I'm even going to have this, how to relocate the power box and how to fish it down the wall and all that kind of stuff. You might learn something with that too. Check it out. It's on my channel. Okay, so now we've got to decide what to do with this. There's two things we can do. We can patch this. We can put some webbing tape over this. 2 coats of Quickset, 1 coat of all-purpose joint compound, and then we could do a little spray texture patch here if we wanted. Okay, but we decided not to do that. We're going to put a cut-in electrical outlet there. That way we can cover this up, and we're going to use a box like this. It's got the flappers on here. This is a cut-in box. But the funny thing is, where are we going to put the power? We're going to have power for that. Well, incidentally, I'm glad you asked that, because I just installed a new power box, or I'm in the process. There's my cut-in box for that, and I was going to put an electrical outlet down there for the alarm system and also for the bad boy telephone. We don't want that cord over there anymore because there was nothing here. Okay, now we were going to have to patch that with sheetrock mud. Well, the best idea, my uncle had this one. It was a good idea too, by the way. I'm going to take a piece of Romex from this cut-in box, and I'm going to come up here and put this new cut-in box in. We're going to have, boom, we're going to have a plug there, an outlet there, and an outlet down here. That's how we're going to fix that. And they can do with another outlet here. This is a little desk unit area, and it's okay to have a plug there. It's either that or you've got to patch that with sheetrock. Now here's the thing I wanted to show you. Wasn't quite sure what to do with this. There's a fire block right there. And when the telephone guys came here, they only had one small hole here because they only had one little wire that needed to come out of there. And their cover plate went up to there and covered it, and they screwed on their mounting bracket right like that. And they mounted that and screwed it right into the wood. It's a fire block 1.5 inches tall from here up. Okay? Now how on earth am I supposed to fit this box in here? Would you please tell me that? Well, I'm going to do it. Stick around, you'll find out how. Are you scratching your head yet trying to figure out, hey Joe, what are you going to do? You're going to cut this plastic box? I mean, there's a thought. We could cut the back side out, you know, at an angle, and cut that out, because that's just going to be up against the wood, even though you got a hot wire coming in here. That's really not per code. You're really not supposed to do that. Your electrical is supposed to be encased in some type of container. In this case, it's a plastic cut-in box. Okay, there's one idea. What other idea could we do? And this is what I'm going to do, by the way. Kaboom. This is a paddle bit. Okay, I've just decided on 3/4 inch. I could have got a bigger one, but my drill that I'm using is only a 12 volt, or I've got an electric drill with an extension cord on it, you know, one of those types, before the battery operated drills came into effect. Okay, so I'm gonna take this paddle bit and I'm gonna bore right into the face of the fire block, deep enough for however deep this box is. Okay, and I'm going to mark this exactly where I need it, and I want to split it half and half, because when I get done, the idea is, we're going to see how close I can come. The idea is, when I put this cover plate on, I want to try to cover that whole thing, but as you can see, this cover plate is only so big, isn't it? It's not going to cover everything, is it? Well,
almost.
You know what? They have medium-sized cover plates and they have bigger cover plates. So I guess, you know, ultimately I'll end up going back to the store. Yeah.
No.
Not today though.
Let them touch it up.
No, I'm not going to touch it up. They have wider cover plates, and that will be wide enough to cover that. Man, I should have measured that before I went to the store. I can get an oversized one, and that's going to cover that line, this line, this line. And I've got to remember, I don't want to get this box too low to here, because if so, my cover plate, my oversized cover plate might hit the top of the box. Worst case scenario, if that happens, I could cut the bottom side of this with a hacksaw, but I don't like doing that. You know, that takes a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I've got to make sure to hold this up. When I mark this box, I'm going to have to hold it up a little bit, just a little, you know, and get it up a little bit higher than I would have initially. And then that will allow for the oversized plate to fit in there without hitting the top of that alarm. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And you know what? You can do it too.